This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. I know a lot of people are home. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell so we can get the news going. You know, when the news drops, you can get informed. So let's get right into it, guys. So Jim Jones, in a way, forced Max B's hand because I'll break it down. So Jim Jones was under Camron and, you know, diplomats, and he was the best hype man you could ever have with Camron, and Camron put everybody on. He put Jim Jones on, let him rap on a bunch of albums. He put Juelz on. He even put guys like Hell Rel, J.R. Writer, 40 Cal, then you have, you know, Shice Bubs. So many people ate off that movement. So many people. And at one point, Camron was on his like third album or something like that, and you know, Jim Jones decided to go off on his own. And I don't blame him, honestly, because it didn't seem like they were really putting him on a Rockefeller. Def Jam had signed juelz Santana, and you know, through Camron and everything, and Jim Jones kind of went over to Koch and did the independent thing, which was great. You know, first I think they did the Diplomats album over there too. So Camron had some dealings over there with that. He broke off and did Bird Gang, and started his own kind of movement where he signed Max B, Stack Bundles, poached Stack Bundles from Clue. Max B was from The Neighborhood. Then you got Mel Matrix and a bunch of other people. Jim Jones around this time was getting help writing from Max B and Stack Bundles, you know. Now, obviously, Jim Jones learned how to rap on his own later because, listen, Jim Jones is one of the best lyricists out of Dipset right now. He's one of the best people making music out of Dipset at this moment. But, you know, Max B and Stack Bundles and everybody, they weren't getting put on, you know, like Camron put everybody on. He wasn't letting them go off and do their own thing. He was kind of keeping them in the, you know, in the sweatshop, working, making him hits, you know. So at one point, Max B had gotten, you know, arrested, and he had to fight a case, and he needed money for his case. And Jim Jones was only helping out a little bit with just releasing part of his budget to him. It's not like he went into his own bank account. He released part of the budget. Don't forget, Jim Jones had an $8 million deal at Sony. So this is what happened. You know, Max B realized nothing was happening, and he kind of decided to break out on his own. Now, you know, I don't know if Chrissy touched it in Miami or not, but he used that as a great way to bother Jim Jones. And it turned into a big beef when it could have been where Jim Jones was really like, it's very rare a person like Camron, you know, who puts you on, lets you do your own thing, and lets you run with a logo and everything, you know. You've heard Hell Rel talk about that and other artists on Dipset where, you know, he really just let them run wild with the logo, you know, just pay him for the logo. That's it. Jim Jones didn't have that attitude, even though he was raised under, you know, was cut from that cloth, you know. So, you know, Stack Bundles unfortunately ended up passing before he could, you know, really get big. He wasn't being pushed properly, I don't think, by either Clue or Jim Jones. It's not anyone particular's fault. And Max B had kind of broken off on his own right around that time where Stack Bundles had passed. He decided to, I got to seize this moment. Plus, he had to raise money for his case. So, you know, when you see Max B having remorse and it could have been handled differently at that time, I don't think it could have been. Jim Jones had the biggest ego around that time. Jim Jones just naturally has a big ego. Even when I first met Jim Jones, before he was, you know, a big rapper, he was basically running with Camron. And this was like 2004, you know, like around, that's kind of when I entered the game, really. Still very egotistical, man, you know. It could have been all different, but, you know, it's better. I understand Camron not signing everybody just to Diplomat Records and having a distribution deal with that, because that's a lot of responsibility, and then people hold you accountable if their career doesn't take off. But if he just lets you run with the logo, then he's not accountable. It's up to the other company to really market you. You know, he built that logo up. He built the brand. You just got to run with it. So now Jim Jones is signed to... So my point there is that Jim Jones forced Max B's hand to act the way he did. You know, instead of supporting him and letting him do his thing, he kind of still held him back, even when he had a case. He wanted to keep him working and making hits. As far as Jim Jones, you know, he releases a lot of great albums recently. I'm not even gonna hate, you know, like, I like it, you know, and he's developed to be one of the better rappers on Dipset. I mean, I like his album better than I like Camron's album. No offense to Camron's the everything, but you know, I like his album better than Camron's album. He signed to Jay-Z. I thought that was a bad move because Jay-Z and him had a problem before, and Jay-Z had a problem with Camron, you know, for a long time, and I don't think that was a smart move because it doesn't seem like anything really beneficial has happened through management at Roc Nation for Jim Jones, anything positive. It seems like everything that's happening for him is happening on his own hard work, you know. I mean, it sounds good to be signed to Roc Nation, but that's about it. And a lot of people are signed to Roc Nation. It's not even really exclusive. They sign everybody, it seems like. Anyways, what do you guys think about this? I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry I sound a little tired. I'm tired. I didn't get enough sleep last night, and I'm paying for it right now, but I'm going to take a nap in a minute and recharge. I had to work on some paperwork stuff because it seems like everything's closing, and I had to get some, like, anything you got to get done right now, just get it done real quick before everything shuts down for like 2 weeks. Most stuff is shut down for 2 weeks, and I think it's an overreaction. But you could have your own opinion about it. I mean, this is something that you can get over 80% of the time at home, you know. But I understand shutting everything down for 2 weeks, you know, like just to stop it from spreading. You don't need too many people sick, and yeah, the hype is already there, so most people would rush to the hospital and everything. But you know, people are talking about beyond 2 weeks. That's a little excessive, I think. But who do I know? I'm only listening to what the CDC says and doctors. I'm not listening to what the news says. Listen to those people, professionals. The news aren't professionals. They're reporting for clicks. Just remember, there's at least, you know, 3 or 4 major news outlets. There's actually more than that, but 4 major ones that really compete. You got CNN, Fox, you got Newsy, Bloomberg News, you know, all these things, you know. So you have to be careful what you're listening to, because they're really driving people off of panic and fear to get you to watch their channels. Listen to what the CDC says and listen to what real professional doctors say. Okay? I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys stay safe. Wash your hands, all that good stuff. Make sure you just hunker down, you know? If you can, just hunker down and don't go out if you don't have to, you know? Let's see what happens in 2 weeks. People will be so sick of being inside in 2 weeks. I think things will start to return to normal. That's what I hope, at least. You know, I could be wrong. I don't know. We don't know how to gauge this anymore. It's kind of out of our control. But I just want to say I love you all. Stay positive in your mind. Use this time to read, you know, do some things that you weren't doing before. I'm just gonna live the life I live anyways. I already live in quarantine anyways. Self-quarantine. I just like being alone. But yeah, definitely use this time to take care of some unfinished projects or something, and maybe, you know, expand your knowledge. You know, just stay active. Obviously, you can't apply for jobs and everything if you're going through that. And I'm so sorry if you're in a situation like that, because those are the people I feel for the most. You know, if you're not in the best situation, this is a horrible, unexpected thing. you know. So I just want to say I love you, I appreciate you, and thank you for coming here to watch the news. And I'll keep you guys updated as much as possible today. Obviously, the news is a little sparse today because everyone's talking about that other thing, but I appreciate you guys. Peace.